Welcome back to my channel, Smoking and Grilling with me, AB. Now this video right here is this is a joint venture between myself and Lyle at No Hippie BBQ. You know, hey listen, I'm using a different word. We're not gonna call it a collaboration. We're using the word joint venture. So check it out. I was checking out some of his videos, looking at what he does, and I saw that he had did a video. I was calling it Flambe. He corrected me and said it's called Flambe. So that's what we doing. I'm gonna go ahead and do the flambe technique, and I'm gonna use it on some a nice fillet of tuna. I got it right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just spoil it right now. You know what I mean? This is what it looks like. This is how it came out. Hey, listen, this sauce that I made, oh my goodness, you gotta try it. Very easy to do, but listen, you gotta be very attentive when you're cooking this, you know what I mean? Because you don't want it to cook all the way through. Some people like to have their tuna where the center is almost raw. You know what I mean? I like mine with just a little bit of cookness, you know, a little bit of doneness. Outside of that, listen, I'm gonna show you how I did it. Hey, listen, and if you wanna be fancy, you know what I mean? Show somebody something different, you know what I mean? You wanna put the flame on there without you actually catching your pan on fire, I'm gonna show you how to do it. That's right, folks. Flambe, me, and Lyle with No Hippie BBQ, about to get it in. There's not a whole lot of ingredients to this recipe here. You got butter and milk, green onions, kosher salt, and peppercorns. And there you see me putting olive oil on top of the tuna steaks just to use as a binder to hold the salt and the peppercorns on there. After you're done, just turn them over and repeat the same process. Now with your pan on medium-high heat, you want to put your steaks on. But here's the thing. You only want to keep them on about 35 to 45 seconds. If you look at the bottom of the steak, you can see the heat, and as they cook, it starts to rise. And the objective is we want to keep, you know, a fresh, raw type center. So we hurry up, we flip them over, and then we move over to the next step. And that's when we're getting ready to get our flambe on. Now the liquor of choice today is Hennessy. Listen, I just like the taste of the Hennessy after it evaporates. So as you see, you want to be careful. What you do is you pour it in there and then you tilt the pan. And as you tilt the pan, it's the vapors that ignite. And that right there leaves a nice little, you know, nice little taste and crust on your tuna steaks. Now after you removed your steaks, you want to add some more Hennessy to your pan, and then you want to go ahead and just light it. Listen, that we want to cook off some of that alcohol, and we want to leave that, get that nice Hennessy flavor and that sweetness. Then I added the butter and milk, and what we're going to do is we're going to just start cooking this down, and this is how we're going to come up with our sauce. This sauce here, on top of that tuna, if it's cooked properly, is to die for. As your sauce starts to cook down, what you want to do is add your green onions, and then you want to saute those into the sauce, and the flavors that it releases inside of the sauce, those are what's going to be amazing to your mouth. Once your sauce is cooked down to your desired thickness, go ahead and just drizzle a little bit over your tuna steaks. You know, I want to take this time to say, hey, thank you, Lyle, for this joint venture that we did right here. Hey, this is awesome. I can't wait to see what you did. And you guys, I'm gonna put an iCard, right up here somewhere so you guys can check out the video that he did. I can only imagine that whatever he's gonna do, I bet you it's gonna be a giant fire involved. Hey, thanks, Lyle. No Hippie BBQ. Now, wasn't that awesome? That whole technique of flambe, just like using some alcohol, pouring it around, maybe just a tad bit on your fish or whatever you're cooking. You can do this with steak or anything like that. Today, obviously, I chose the fish, and then when you pull it back, you tilt it up a little bit and you let the steam from when it's starting to boil in the pan, that catches on fire, and that's what you guys see. I love it. Hey, listen, I've done like several practices with it. I just like to hear it go, whoo, and I just like to see it. Outside of that, this is awesome. I showed you in the beginning, which was a spoiler alert, but here you go. Sear it lightly. You can still see it has a little bit of tenderness right here in the middle. I didn't want to cook it all the way. This is just the way we like it here in this household. But you can make it any kind of way you want to. So what I'm getting ready to do right now is, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a fork. And we finna try it. And that sauce though, this right here is to die for. Listen, a lot of people haven't had their tuna, cooked like this. Most of us have had it just like in the can, which I love tuna any kind of way you get, you serve it. But this right here with just a light sear on both sides, and then, hitting it with that flambe, technique, and then putting that sauce on there. There's many different types of sauces that you can make, but this was just a sauce that I like, kind of like a little original, just tasting the onions, the way they, once they soften up and they start to saute, and then all of the liquids inside of the sauce start to evaporate and it gets a little thick. Oh man, it's just, I can't say enough. Gotta try it. This right here, I'm getting ready to sit down, get me a nice tall glass of ice cold water and just taste the flavors of this and, just relax. So if you're looking for something new, this is it. Again, this is a joint venture between myself and Lyle at No Hippie BBQ. I just want to say, hey, thanks, bro. Thanks for bringing this technique to me and showing it to me. I like it, buddy. Hey, outside of that, I'm out. Peace.